I started in television in 1957. I was born in 1935, joined the Marine Corps, didn't like it. So I went over to the #1 radio station in town and asked him for a job. I wanted to be a disc jockey. And he said, "How much experience you got, boy?" And I said, "None." He said, "Well, you go out to some small radio station and get 6 years experience, then come back and we might talk to you." So I, of course, was disappointed. Walked down, got in my car, went down the street and stopped in the TV station. It was WLW in 1957. A real nice guy came out the door and he said, "What can I do for you?" I said, "I'm looking for a job." And he says, "How much experience do you have?" And I said, "None." I said, "But I've got average intelligence, I'm willing to learn, and I need a job." It was 15 days before Christmas. That's all I said to him. He said, "Come on in." And he hired me. And I worked in television a total of 52 years. One of my highlights at Channel 8 was in, I think it was 1963, President John F. Kennedy came to Tampa. They came in, we all had to get clearance, and I actually worked with John F. Kennedy twice, once when he was on the campaign trail and once when he was president. And when he was president, he spoke on the courthouse steps, which was very near to Channel 8. And we had to put cameras up on the roof, take down street signs, put plywood up there so we could truck the cameras back and forth. And he gave his speech. He was in Tampa all day. And 3 days after he left, he was shot and killed in Dallas, Texas. And so that was one of the highlights, was John F. Kennedy. I think he would have made a great president and a good man. As far as being in front of the camera, I worked at Channel 8 on a program called Barney the Clown. Jerry Martin, also known as Barney, was my best friend. I knew him 54 years. He had 8 kids. And Jerry asked me to help him and be his sidekick on a clown show. I reluctantly accepted, and we did a kids show for about 8 or 9 years at Channel 8. We did a lot of personal appearances at different functions. So one year I think we did as high as 50 personal appearances. We'd do 3 on a weekend. It was big back then to have live kids shows. And so then when I left Channel 8 and came over to Christian television, we also had a kids show. It was called Becky's Barn. Becky was the star of the show. Becky happened to be a cow, and we had a show made up of little animals around the farm. I'd just like to say that I admire all of you kids that are going to school and trying to better yourself, and I think it's great now that they have these different schools, and it's a good, honest living. It's a lot of fun, and I wish you all success in the world.